So guys, how you doing? I just want to remind you that in the past video we used public, protected, and private. I want to remind you that you can use it in functions too. So we can do a private and exactly the way we treated properties or variables. All right. So now in this video we're going to be looking at a topic called interfaces. So an object interface allows you to create code which specifies which methods a class must implement without having to define how these methods are handled. So basically an interface looks exactly like a class. The only thing is that the functions inside that interface are empty. But then any class that tries to extend that interface must define those functions and add whatever they want inside the functions, but the functions that are present in the interface must be present in the function, in the classes that are extending them. So to treat that, I would like to create a new file here, a new file, and just call it interfaces.php. Alright, so we create an opening tag, PHP opening tag. And then interfaces, you define them exactly like class, but you change the class keyword. Remember, if you want to define a class, you will do class books. This is what we did. But if we wanted to define books as interface, we would do interface books. Alright? So, but we're not working with books now. I think we should work with, I'm just thinking cars. Alright? So this interface is for cars. And remember, I told you that interface, the functions don't contain anything. They're just like skeletons for any class extending that interface to implement. So we have cars. We can say, remember, everything inside interfaces must be public. Everything that is declared in interface, in an interface, must be public. So you have public function, windscreen, and it's empty. So we'll repeat the same thing. Oops, I don't know why it's going to the side. So, but as soon as we repeat the same thing, it means that any class that is implemented in this interface must. So public function windscreen, a car must have a windscreen, a car must have tires, a car must have, what else? Okay, a tire must be, there must be a size, and there must be a number of tires, either 4, 8, 16, whatever. And then a car must have what else? Body, and a car must have a color. Okay, I think steering. The car must have a color. I think these 4 things basically sorts the issue. And of course, actually, what you have to note in these functions that you're declaring in interfaces is that they don't have body. So they are like, it's as if you're invoking the functions while in reality you're declaring them, alright? So don't fall to the temptation of trying to add a body to the function this way. No, inside an interface. Alright, now we have an interface. We're supposed to move to another file and create the whatever class that we inherited, but I want to continue here. Let's say we now want to create a Toyota. We can now do class Toyota. Alright, then the keyword there is implement cars. Alright, so we can now, we've now defined a Toyota car that implements cars. Alright, so what it now means is that we must have exactly these functions inside the Toyota car. So a Toyota car must have a windscreen. See, then we can do something funny like let's just basic stuff. We can just say echo windscreen. or whatever code you want to write, but this function must exist inside this class. So the same thing with all these three functions, they must exist. That's just what an interface does. It ensures that whatever class that is implementing the interface must have all the functions declared in the interface. Alright, so I'm going to remove all this. See, makes sense. So the Toyota car implements cars, and it must have all these functions, must. Otherwise, there's going to be a fatal error. Alright, so first of all, let us try and open this page on the browser. We go here, we can do /interfaces, interfaces.php. So there's no error, as you can see, but imagine that we remove one of these. You see, fatal error. Toyota contains one abstract method and must therefore be declared abstract or implement the remaining methods. Alright, so that's the issue. You must have the exact number of methods here. Alright, so you could ask, what if there is an extra method that is such that the methods here are more than the methods here? Then there's no problem. Just look at, we could just do instead of color, we can add roof. Alright, so if we added a roof function and we went back here and refreshed, you see that there's no error. You understand? We only have error when the minimum number of functions here doesn't match the functions in the interface it's implementing. Alright, so let's see in the next video where we'll see one or two things about interfaces before we go ahead. Like I said, these are just demonstrations. Towards the ending of this course, we're going to build something realistic and just to test the whole concept that we're covering. Alright,